Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you for a little bit about shooting indoors with your light sources. One of the questions I get asked most often is how to shoot in clients' homes and what to do when there's no light. So the first thing I want to say is this is more of a what not to do. And that is shooting with your overhead lights, your ambient light, your artificial light on. You want to turn off all of those other light sources. As you can see here in this image, there's top and bottom. This is the exact same settings. Both of these images are completely straight out of camera. They're unedited, unaltered. This is just the way they look. The only difference is I turned off the light in the bottom image. In the top image, this light source, the ceiling fan light and the window light are competing with each other. So you can see this blue color that's reflecting in the window and kind of on her dress. It's right here in this highlight, kind of down here in the floor. But then the overhead light is providing a lot of yellow color that's kind of this yucky yellowish green color that's kind of all overhead this way, especially with the globes projecting it at different angles. So it really is it's not a flattering photo. And especially right here where we have her shirt, it's kind of divided where we've got this dull, dingy color, and then over here we kind of have the blue color. So if you turn off the lights, you get a very neutral, clean color, and they're not fighting for each other. They're not competing with, kind of a blue natural light or a warm yellow light. You've probably noticed that when you go light bulb shopping, there are multiple different kinds of light bulbs. There's, your fluorescent colors, there's all of your yellow bulb colors, there's your blue bulb colors, there's your clear colors that are kind of supposed to be natural to daylight. But I will always recommend turning off the lights. That is going to help your white balance tremendously, and it's going to help your skin tone so much that when you pull it up into Lightroom or Photoshop, it's going to just save you a ton of time, and it's just going to look better. No matter how much editing I did at this top image, I could never get it to look like this because there's so many different color casts going on. So it's definitely going to help you out. I'm going to show you an image where a couple years ago, a session that I shot, I forgot to turn off the lights. So as you can see, there's floor-to-ceiling windows right here with natural light. It's kind of a gloomy day, so it was a much cooler light. I had them over here by the lamp, and I just completely forgot to turn off that lamp. And I kicked myself for that for hours trying to edit their skin tones. And this is after it's already been heavily edited. You can see how warm and glowing their skin tones are. You will save yourself so much time and headache, and your images will just come out looking so much better if you can try to focus on turning off those overhead lights so those color casts aren't competing for each other. Obviously, if you're in a situation where you're shooting at night, maybe you're photographing your kids and their iPad or their iPhone or something is illuminating their face, that's a totally different story. Obviously keep that on because that's your only light source, and that kind of tells a story in itself. It's a little bit different of a scenario, but always try to keep your primary light source don't ever let your other light sources compete with that other one. So if your natural light is going to be the source of your light, then turn off everything else. If your artificial light is going to have to be your only light source, then make sure they're all the same color. Try to make sure your bulbs are all the same color, or turn off one that is maybe a different color than all of the rest of them, and I promise your images will come out looking great. So I hope this helps with a lot of the questions I've been getting as far as shooting indoors. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to help. But I think this